Hello, teacher. In this presentation, I will explain uh, here's how sets cultural dimensions, the difference between verbal and non-verbal, intercultural communication, and the concept of intercultural competence. I will also discuss why these ideas are essential for EFL students. The introduction. Culture shapes how people think, behave, and communicate. House-based model provides a framework for understanding cross-cultural difference. Developing intercultural competence helps individuals communicate more effectively across cultures. The house-based cultural dimensions. Halford proposes several dimensions of culture. Today I will describe five of them and explain how they influence communications. The number one, power distance. It refers to how comfortable people are with inequality in high power distance culture. Teachers, managers, and elders are rarely questioned. In low power distance cultures, communication is more often an individual feels free to express disagreements. The second is individualism versus collectivism. Individuals' culture value personal freedoms and self-expression. Collective cultures emphasize loyalty, group harmony, and shared responsibilities. This difference in influence how people communicate, make decisions, and interpret messages. The three is masculinity versus femininity. Um, the masculine culture encourages assertive and achievement. Feminine culture prioritizes relations, quality of life, and supervivience. These values affect communications, skills, and expectations in social interactions. The number four is uncertainty avoidance. Cultures with high uncertainty rate avoid prefer structure, rules, and predictability. Low UAI cultures are more comfortable with ambiguity and change. This influences how people interpret messages and deal with unfamiliar situations. The number five is laughter versus short-term orientations. Laughter-oriented cultural plans for the future and value perseverance. Short-term-oriented culture respect traditions and focus on fulfilling social obligations. The verbal versus non-verbal intercultural communications. For example, the verbal is language, spoke words, direct versus indirect communications, and formality levels. In non-verbal gestures, facial expressions, eye contact posture, and toe space, proxemics, and time crowdment. Uh, Verbal communication involves the words we use influenced by cultural norms regarding direct means, polite means, and formality. And non-verbal communication involves gestures, facial expressions, a contact, physical distance, and time orientation. These cues vary widely across culture, misinterpreting them can lead to misunderstandings. What is intercultural competence? The intercultural competence refers to the ability to interact respectfully and successfully with people from different cultures, broad nouns. For example, knowledge, skill, and aptitudes. The other is role of intercultural competence in communications. Intercultural competence help people decode and formulate behaviors and adapt their communication styles. For example, reduce misunderstandings, promote respect and empathy, enable social teamwork, and supports conflict resolutions. The importance for EFL students is the understand cultural dimension is essential. Learning a language also means learning how cultural shapes communication. The built-in global communication skills help understand English speaking cultures, enhance classroom participation, and support study abroad and international careers. In conclusion, is the house face dimensions help us understand cultural difference, while intercultural confidence equips to us to communicate effective across those differences. For EFL students, these skills are crucial in academic and professional success. House states dimension help us understand cultural difference, while intercultural competence equips us to communicate effective across those differences. For the EFL, these skills are crucial for academic and professional subjects. For example, the housing dimension explains cultural difference, verbal and nonverbal communication vary across cultures, intercultural competence support effective communication, and essential skill for EFL students in a global world. For example, is the reference of the information and thanks.